What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Sneaker Assassin. My name is Lorenzo, the Sneaker Assassin himself. Before we get started on today's episode, I wanted to give a quick shout out to my fraternity, Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, for 114 years of achievement, recently celebrated on January 5th. We were founded on January 5th, 1911. Today's episode, we're going to be discussing the Glock 19X. So if you haven't already done so, go check out the video. We actually took this gun to the range, we're able to shoot it so you can see how well it did. Now, as I stated on the video, if you haven't already watched, this is probably my favorite gun to carry because of the size, the magazine capacity, and just overall feel. So before we get started on manipulating this gun, we want to make sure it's in a safe condition to do so. So most guns have a safety on it, Glocks do not. So for this one, we're just going to clear it out and make sure it's good to go. So by clearing it out, you want to hit this here, which is the magazine release button, and this will drop the magazine. As you can see, I keep mine loaded, and for good reason. Once you've dropped the magazine, you want to lock the slide back to the rear so you can see what's in the chamber here. You want to make sure there's no additional bullets, casings, or any obstructions. You can do that by pressing up on this slide lock simultaneously while pulling the slide rearward. Once it's locked in place, you want to make sure you check the chamber and also the barrel, which is this here, to make sure there's nothing inside of it. You can see the other end of the barrel here inside of the chamber as well. So visually checking that. Then you also want to check through the magazine well as well to make sure there's nothing inside of there. Once we've done that, I like to triple check and just go ahead and rack it a few times to make sure nothing else is in there. Make sure when you release the slide lock by pressing down on this button here, which is the slide lock, that you make your hands free of this area because it's going to close pretty quickly. And if you get a finger or even like a little chunk of skin, caught in there, it's going to cause some damage. So feel free to keep your hands away from that area. So pressing down on the slide lock will release the slide. And then, like I said, rack it a few times, make sure there's nothing else in there. Now that it's clear, we can go ahead and talk about what we want to talk about. So for me, like I said, one of my favorite things is that it has a full size pistol grip. This allows me to get a full grip on the pistol. Most carry guns or concealed carry guns are smaller, and my pinky kind of hangs off the bottom because it has a shorter pistol grip. So for me, being able to put all three fingers on here is very comfortable. So it allows me to be more accurate by having a proper grip. So sizing is definitely one thing you want to consider when you're purchasing a gun. So for me, I'm a bigger guy. I can conceal this pretty easily, whether it's on my person or in a bag. Most people think they want a small gun to conceal or even smaller than this, but definitely go take it out and try it at the gun range before you do, because sometimes that recoil can be a lot and it'll make you not as accurate. So we'll talk about that as well. Secondly is reliability. Glock has been tested by law enforcement, military, all of their specialty teams, SWAT, special operations, and the reliability of the Glock is unmatched. You can throw it in sand, water, you name it, whatever the condition, it performs pretty much the same every time. Next, you want to consider the magazine capacity. This one in particular holds 17 rounds. Usually you can tell from the back of the magazine there, it'll give you the little circles and it's numbered how many rounds that magazine can take. But you also want to check with your state because they do have magazine capacity laws. I live in Maryland, so 10 rounds is probably the most you're able to get when you purchase a gun. But since I'm law enforcement, there's exceptions. Next, you want to think about like the recoil. We kind of discussed it, and the recoil is basically the pressure that's built up that allows the slide to go rearward and then back forward. So it's basically that physical motion of the rapid pulling back of the slide, all the gas is escaping. So with that being said, you want to make sure, like I said, the smaller the gun, the bigger the recoil. So you want to make sure you get something that's comfortable and something that you can manage. Glocks are also one of the most widely customizable guns. So you can get it in a lot of different colors. You can add a lot of attachments. A lot of folks like to get red dots put in. This one doesn't necessarily have that configuration, but there are ones that you can buy that already have a red dot, or you can add it on there. Also, as far as the sights, you can see my sights here are just dots. You can get some much cooler ones that may have, you know, a little glow effect to them. Some glow in the dark, some shine brighter when the sunlight hits. Some are in U shapes and different configurations. Just get something that you feel comfortable with, but you can pretty much find them anywhere. So get what you think is going to be best, but just because you put good sights on it doesn't mean you're going to aim better. Your fundamentals need to be where they're at and on par to make sure you're hitting the target and not relying on your technology to do so. So that is the Glock 19X. I will do a different video breaking it down so you can see how to assemble and reassemble, or disassemble and reassemble. So make sure you stay tuned to the channel. Definitely click on other videos, see what you like. Check out our videos with the Sneaker Assassin, where we're bringing together sneaker culture and firearms in a collaborative new way and experiencing different guns, different sneakers all together. Also, if you're looking for some training, go check out All Pro Shooting. Myself and my team of instructors are certified in a number of things to get your concealed carry permits or advanced pistol work, home defense, you name it, we can do it. Go follow us on all social media platforms at The Sneaker Assassin. Also, All Pro Shooting for our training academy. Whatever you do in life, make sure you sharpen your craft. Sneaker Assassin out.